Yeah, absolutely. So when I first got that email, before I read into too much about what the program was about, I think my initial reaction was, I'm really looking forward to a training, but I don't know how different this will be from like existing training manuals I've read. And honestly, the experience really blew me away.
Something's missing from some trainings I've done in the past is like, I always felt like I'm leaving being like, what can I do? Like, what is there? Not just, theoretical, like, here's what you could do, but like actual tactics. And so I thought it was really impactful, and I've taken so much away from it that I'm implementing daily or weekly with myself and my team.
The fact that it was really constructed around grow to really understand the group of managers that you were catering to and really lay out a training that would be very valuable to us, not just like a quick run through of here's how you be a great manager, here's how you do X, Y, and Z.
Another element that really makes Mandala stand out from other programs is the holistic nature of the course. I think thinking about elements and concepts from neuroscience, from meditation practice, from management books and leadership training, reading studies and articles from across disciplines as a way to think about leadership, I think is really unique.
Regulating myself, the breathing techniques, or even just the couple words, like we would start a session of like 2 words, how are you feeling? I found that so impactful for myself. I'm managing myself differently because how I am is going to be a reflection. Like that's how my team is going to see me. And I see a lot of this like snowballs. If I'm stressed and I don't know that I'm stressed, like maybe I'm not breathing, and then I'm stressed in a meeting with my team, and then they get stressed because they see me stressed, all this stuff.
A huge one that stuck with me was the situational leadership. Every team member is different, and every team member is at a different stage in their own development. And identifying that and not trying to force them into a box that you think is like the best box to be in, or force yourself into a box that you feel like is the best box to be in. Using some of those like active listening techniques to identify, okay, where is it that this person's at?
Hard thing about being a manager is making sure that you're managing each individual on your team according to their style. I have a team of 8 under me, and really understanding, how they like to receive feedback and, what works for them. Are you a warm, fuzzy feel type of person? Or, how will you be most receptive to any feedback that I have for you?
Another learning that I really stick with is sort of the quadrants of reactions. And so I really identified with the avoidant quadrant and realized it's something I do quite a lot. So just kind of thinking about that behavior when I tackle meetings and taking like a few extra minutes even to just like acknowledge if I'm in that quadrant and how I'm going to adjust my behavior ahead of time to make sure that I confront the issue head on rather than being This might sound dramatic, but before Mandala, I was aimless, and after Mandala, I was focused and purposed.
We just finished our end of year performance review cycle. And out of that, I had to have a pretty difficult conversation with a member of my team around sort of where they were in terms of meeting expectations. I think what I realized, taking away, again, from that situational leadership element, was my tendency is to really allow my direct reports to have autonomy and to think creatively on their own and collaborate, and then come to me if they need something. I think this individual was someone who kind of I realized through that review conversation, and then even thinking back, tying it back to the course, is someone who might at this point in their career need a bit more hands-on help. And so I was able to kind of think back to those situational leader archetypes and say, you know what, okay, I think I really need to be someone who's kind of coming alongside you right now and really laying the groundwork kind of day by day in terms of here are my expectations.
Actually was my performance review, and so not anybody with my direct report, which I know we talked a lot about managing others, but it goes back to just managing myself, doing deep breath throughout the entire day, took a long lunch, and brought a sense of like calm when I went into the conversation. It did actually lead to just a very productive conversation on things. into a conversation where it was like, oh, we're both on the same page, but like we were viewing this differently. Like, that's okay. And I do really attribute it to, you know, some of the tactics I took away. And I just know a year ago, Mike, or 6 months ago, Mike, that would have been a totally different conversation. So yeah.
When you have the proper tools to be a better manager, you are more productive. You know, as an example, even just if you're restructuring your day or prioritizing what's important or just having a better sense of self. I know I keep going back to that, but I feel more productive, you know, just having a better sense of myself.